This is Hayes Q Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget, and this is HQ Videos for you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a current subscriber, what's up? I greatly appreciate it. Come on in, you know the routine. This channel is for movie lovers of all type of formats and genres. Doesn't matter if your genre is drama, action, documentaries, foreign films. Doesn't matter if your format is 3D, 4K, Betamax, VHS. You guys are all welcome. This week for my collection video, I wanted to concentrate on football movies. I was kind of inspired by my dad, who texted me in the middle of the night when the Detroit Lions beat the Minnesota Vikings. He's a diehard Lions fan. He's still up in Detroit. These films, even though I'm not a big football watcher anymore, I really haven't watched football since Terry Bradshaw, Lynn Swann, and Franco Harris were playing. I'm going to give the year and date myself, but you kind of figure that out though. But I still have a huge respect for professional athletes. Being a former athlete, high school and college, I know the dedication it takes, mental, physical, the sacrifices you make in your time, your body, some of the aches and pains you go through. So I have a great appreciation for athletes, specifically football players, American football players, who are probably in the toughest, most physical sport on the planet. They just wreak havoc on their body. That's why a lot of these guys have concussions or brain injuries after they've had a decent football career. So this video is dedicated to some of my favorite football movies. Stick around to the end. You might be surprised at some of my top picks. Some of these are kind of humorous, some are quite serious. So, but again, these are my favorite football movies in my collection. If you have some favorite football movies, please add them in the comments. Now, without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink of a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video. I'm just going to jump into it with my number 7 pick. This is the 2005 comedy crime sports film, The Longest Yard, directed by Peter Segal. I don't think in relation to Steven Seagal. Produced by Barry Bernardi, written by Albert S. Ruddy. This stars James Cromwell, or really Adam Sandler, Terry Crews, James Cromwell, William Fitcher. Has Chris Rock in there, Cloris Leachman, Burt Reynolds, a lot of different stars in there. The plot behind this, if you're not familiar with it, disgraced pro football quarterback Paul Crewe lands in a Texas federal penitentiary where manipulative Warden Hazen recruits him to advise the institution football team of prison guards. Crewe suggests a tune-up game, which lands him quarterbacking a crew of inmates in a game against the guards. And this is actually the remake, which was done by Burt Reynolds. I thought it was very cool that they actually included Burt Reynolds in the remake. Actually, not a bad remake. Very funny. Again, you got Chris Rock, Nelly in there, Burt Reynolds. So if you like sports, you like Adam Sandler, this is one of his actually funnier movies, The Longest Yard. And this is a Paramount release, The Longest Yard. At number 6, we actually have the original Longest Yard. This is a comedy crime drama sports film. Came out in 1974. This is directed by Robert Aldrich, produced by Alan P. Horowitz, written by Tracy Keenan Wynn. It stars Burt Reynolds, Eddie Albert, Ed Lauter, Michael Conrad, and James Hampton. The same storyline pretty much. A football player turned convict organized a team of inmates to play against a team of prison guards. His dilemma is that Warden asks him to, well, I'm not going into that. I don't want to give you too much. If you haven't seen that, I don't want to spoil it for you though. This, even though it has comedic parts, a little bit more serious than the remake. This is the Kino Lorber in this actual DVD. But very funny. It does have some serious dramatic parts. So again, if you're not familiar with Burt Reynolds, he was pretty much the action hero of the late 60s and 70s with movies like White Lightning, Gator, and Hooper. So again, if you like football sports movies, definitely add this to your repertoire. The Longest Yard, the original with Burt Reynolds. And again, this is a Kino Lorber classic release. At number 5, we have the 1986 sports comedy movie, Wildcats. This was directed by Michael Ritchie, produced by Goldie Hawn, which I didn't know. This was written by Ezra Sachs. This stars Goldie Hawn, Swoosie Kurtz, Robin Lively, Brandy Gold, James Keach. You also have Nipsey Russell in there. If you know Nipsey Russell, he was in The Wiz. Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson, very cool cast of individuals. The plot behind this, you have Molly's a high school track coach who knows just as much about football as anyone else on the planet. When a football coach position becomes vacant, she applies for the job despite snickers from fellow staff members and her former husband. And I'm not sure, but I think this might have been one of the first movies that Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes were actually in it together. It's a comedy. I think this is one of Goldie Hawn's funnier movies, even though she's had great movies such as Private Benjamin, Overboard with her husband Kurt Russell. But just a really fun, cool sports movie, an underdog movie. A little bit of the savior mentality though, but despite that, still a very fun movie. And this is a Shout Factory select release, Wildcats. And at the end of the very movie, it's very cool. They actually have LL Cool J rapping at the very end of the movie. So if you get a chance to watch this, watch to the very end, Wildcats. My number 4 movie is the 1993 action drama sports movie, The Program. It's directed by David S. Ward, produced by Samuel Godwin Jr., written by David S. Ward. This stars James Caan, Halle Berry, Omar Epps, Craig Sheffer, Christy Swanson, Dwayne Davis, J.C. Quinn. The plot behind this, several players from different backgrounds try to cope with the pressures of playing football at a major university. Each deals with the pressure differently, from some turn to drinking, others to drugs, and some to studying. And this doesn't have a Blu-ray release, which it definitely should. This is a fantastic movie about college sports. The pressures such as, again, making the starting team, trying to go pro. There's some suggestion of steroid use in the movie. And they actually rationalize it, which I can't knock anyone. If you have the opportunity to go professional and earn millions of dollars, would you do steroids if that's what it took to get to that next level? It poses that question. And also has a little love story between Omar Epps and Halle Berry. And James Caan is amazing, phenomenal in the movie. Great movie. Definitely deserves a Blu-ray release. I would expect someone like maybe Shout Factory or Kino. And this is a Touchstone release, The Program. This is 7654. My number 3 pick is the 1999 action drama sports film, Any Given Sunday. This was directed by Oliver Stone, produced by Richard Donner, written by Daniel Pine. This stars Al Pacino, Cameron Diaz, Dennis Quaid, James Wood, Jamie Foxx, LL Cool J, Jim Brown's in here, Bill Bellamy, Anne Margaret, Charlton Heston is in here. Dwayne Martin, Terrell Owens. So huge cast of, again, amazing athletes and actors. The plot behind this: a star quarterback gets knocked out of the game, and an unknown third stringer is called to replace him. The unknown gives a stunning performance and forces the aging coach to reevaluate his game plans and life. A new co-owner president adds to the pressure of winning. The new owner must prove herself in a male-dominated world. And again, just having all the great actors in there. You have one of the greats, Al Pacino, in there. And you have Jamie Foxx, in which I believe is one of his first, if not the first, of his serious acting roles. He's a stand-up comedian. He's a musician. Most of his movies have been comedy movies. This is, again, a step up for him. They did a phenomenal job. He has LL Cool J, another rapper. Bill Bellamy, another comedian in there. So they really gave you the feel of being on the football. And I heard a story that Oliver Stone, the director, intentionally kind of caused dissension between some of the players. So when they're hitting, some of those hits were actually real, which I believe it caused a rift between Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J. I believe LL Cool J hit him for real, and Jamie didn't really appreciate that. So, but if you get a chance, again, if you like football movies, you like any of these actors or actresses with Cameron Diaz, definitely check out Warner Brothers Any Given Sunday. This might actually surprise some people as my number 2 pick. This is the 1998 comedy sports film, The Waterboy. This was directed by Frank Corasi, produced by Phyllis Aaliyah, written by Tim, I believe it's Hurley. This stars Adam Sandler, Kathy Bates, Henry Winkler, Larry Gillett Jr., Clint Howard, Rob Schneider, Tom Holland. The plot behind this: Bobby Boucher is a water boy for a struggling college football team. The coach discovers Boucher's hidden rage makes him a tackling machine whose bone-crushing power might vault his team to the playoffs. This is arguably one of his funniest movies. Just the character Bobby Boucher, the coach with Henry Winkler, old girl from Return to Oz, and also Kraft as his love interest. Just a hilarious movie. I don't know what else to say about it. It's silly, but Adam Sandler, that's his wheelhouse of silliness. The Bobby Boucher character is a likable character. And again, with the cast of characters around him, specifically Henry Winkler as a coach, is just hilarious, especially with the Roy Orbison tattoo. And this is who released this? Another Touchstone release. The Waterboy. And my number 1 pick is the 2000 biography drama family sports film, Remember the Titans. This was directed by Boaz Yakin, produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, written by George Allen Howard. This stars Denzel Washington, Will Patton, Wood Harris, Donald Faison, even Ryan Gosling was in here, which I didn't realize or I've forgotten. The plot behind this: after leading his football team to 15 winning seasons, Coach Bill Yost is demoted and replaced by Herman Booth. Tough, opinionated, and as different from the beloved Yost as he could be, the two men learn to overcome their differences and turn a group of hostile young men to champions. And I've forgotten this is actually based on a real story biography. Some amazing performances, talented actors, of course, Denzel Washington, love Wood Harrelson, Don Faison. You have Jerry Bruckheimer, though, so you have the action involved with it. And it goes a little bit more about the football, goes into race relations, predominantly white team, importing blacks into their team. I believe this takes place around the 50s. But Disney, of course, does a decent job of addressing that with not being too overt. But great film. You like Denzel Washington, you like football, and you haven't seen this, definitely check out Remember the Titans. And these are my favorite football movies. If you made it this far in the video, smash the like. Give me the big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Everyone, please be safe. Deuces.